seat.
Thomas Park is reaching out for the land.
Remove that man, Marshal.
You're hearing lies. Lies.
Arrest him, Excellency.
I have evidence. Why won't you hear my evidence? Hands off me, damn you, let me go.
Giles!
How the way I bring evidence?
You're not going there, Giles, to court! Pray be calm a moment, sir.
Mr. Hale, go in there and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a moment.
Don't be hanging my wife.
How dare you come roaring into this court? Have you gone daft, Corey?
You're not a Boston judge yet, Hunter. You're not calling me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir.
I'm asked a question, I'm old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres in a timber addition. It's my wife you'd be condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help her cause with such contemptuous right? Now be gone, your old age alone keeps you out of this jail.
Excellency, they'd be telling lies about my wife.
Do you take it upon yourself what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
Excellency, we no disrespect.
Oh, disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know that?
Excellency, Colleen said she read books, and they come and take her out my house for
Books? What books?
Your Excellency, it is my third wife. I've never had no wife so take those books, you see. I have tried to find the cause of it, over no which I blame her for it. I have broke charity for the woman I love. I broke charity with her.
Excellency, I think you should listen to him, for he claims hard evidence.
Then let him submit his evidence and proper advent. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and we cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife be Rebecca, who were condemned this morning.
Ah, indeed. I'm amazed to find you in such uproar. I have only good report of your character, Mr. Nurse.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, Your Honor.
But you write your plea, and in due time I will.
We have proof for your eyes, sir. God forbid you shut them to it now. The girls, sir, the girls are deceiving you.
What is that?
We have proof of it, sir. The girls are frauds.
This is contempt, sir, contempt.
Peace, Judge Hawthorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I, sir, and you must be a wise judge to be what you are.
And you know that near to 400 are in the jails from Marblehead to Lynn upon my signature.
Well,
And 72 condemned to hang by that signature.
I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, sir, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about?
She would speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me that Mary Warren was sick in bed?
Sure, Your Honor. When I got fetch her last week, she told me she was sick.
She's been striving with her soul all week, and she comes to tell the truth now.
Who is this man?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man's mischief.
You must hear the girl out, so she...
Peace! What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits?
Never.
She has signed a deposition, sir.
No, I accept no depositions. Mr. Proctor, have you given the story out to the village?
No, we have not.
He's come to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
I pray you, Mr. Paris. Mr. Proctor, do you know that the entire content of these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking to the children?
Yes, I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits out against you?
It were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah, the other girls. Susanna Walcott and the others, they are also pretending.
Aye.
Indeed.
Surely you wouldn't let so vile a lie be spread in open court.
Indeed not. But it dare strike hard upon me that she would dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I should hear you or not, it's my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here, and it melts down all concealment.
Yes, I know that, sir.
Let me continue. I understand well a husband's tenderness may drive him to extravagance in defense of a wife. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
Yes, it is, sir, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
Well, yes, I would, but with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in doing so?
I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, nor hidden anywhere in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court?
I know, sir.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever.
you'll not deny it, John. When I come to take his wife, he ripped your warrant and damned the court.
It were a temper, sir. I knew not what I did.
Mr. Proctor,
Aye, sir.
have you ever seen the devil?
No, sir.
Are you in all respects a gospel Christian?
Aye, sir.
Such a Christian that he would not come to church but once a month.
Not come to church?
I have no love for Mr. Paris. It is no secret, but God I surely love.
He plow on Sunday, sir.
Plow on Sunday?
I have once or twice plowed on Sunday, but I have 3 children, and until last year my land gave very little.
You'll find other Christians that do plow on Sunday, if the truth be known.
I do not think you can judge the man on such
I
evidence, Your
judge
Excellency.
nothing. I'll tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked by spirits, struck by pins, and slashed by daggers. I haven't until this very moment that the slightest reason that the children may be deceiving me. Do you know what I mean?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived so long with such upright reputation and...
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
Yes, I read the gospel.
I think not. You were surely no Cain or an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Ah, God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending out her spirit on them? It is the children only. And this one will swear that she's lied to you.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, your wife sent me a claim this morning that she states that she is pregnant now.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
Well, if she says she's pregnant, sir, then she must be. That woman would never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
We have thought it be too convenient to be credited. Oh, we shall have her kept here yet another month. And if she begin to show her natural signs, you'll have her living yet another year. What say you to that, sir? Come now, you say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good then. She has a year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He's come to overthrow this court, Your Excellency.
These are my friends, and their wives are accused.
I judge you not, mister. I am ready to hear your evidence.
Well, I come not to hurt the court, sir.
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for about an hour. And let them go to the tavern if they will. But all prisoners and witnesses are to be kept inside the building.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I know this man all my life. He's a good man, sir.
I am sure of it, Marshal. Now, what deposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor?
Here, Giles. And yours. This is Mr. Corey's deposition, sir.
Oh,
What lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know I never hired a lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
it is very well phrased. My compliments. Mr. Parris, will you go into the court and bring Mr. Putnam in here? You say you have no legal training, Mr. Corey?
I have the best, sir. I've been 3 times in court. And always the plaintiff, too.
Oh, and you're much put upon.
I'm never put on. I know my rights and I'll certainly have them. Your father tried a case of mine, might be 33 time ago.
Indeed.
You never spoke of it, too.
No, I cannot recall it.
That is strange. You were a fair judge, your father. He gave me £9 damages. I came to borrow that white mare. And this fellow came to borrow that mare. Aye. There he is.
Mr. Putnam. An accusation against you from Mr. Corey that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs. Is there any truth in this?
By God, that is surely a lie.
Mr. Putnam states that your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
A fart on Thomas Putnam is what I have to say to that.
But what proof do you have to submit for this charge, sir?
The proof is there. Jacob hangs for which they force up his property. And that's all. But none of punk can buy such a piece with such a coin. Is a man killing his neighbors for their land.
Well, proof, sir. We need the proof.
The proof is there. I heard it from an honest tailor. Who heard Putnam say it. His daughter said she had given a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
Can I give you his name?
And why not?
You know well why not. If I give his name, he'll lay in jail.
This is conduct of the court, Mr.
You will
Danforth.
surely tell us the name.
I gave my wife's name once, and I'll lay in hell long enough for that. Stay mute.
You wish me to declare court in full session here, or do you give me good
Do
reply?
not climb me for contempt of hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer. So do you want me to declare court in full session here, or will you give me good reply?
I cannot give you no name, sir.
You are a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. The court is now in session. Now I ask you, Mr. Corey.
Your Honor, he has the story in full confidence, sir.
The devil lives on such confidences. Without confidence, there is no conspiracies, Your Honor.
Old man, if your informant tells the truth, you must wish that he would come here like a decent and honest man. But if he wishes to hide away, I must know why. But the government demands the name of the man called Thomas Putnam, a common murderer.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale,
no man could blink it more. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the country.
there is a prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
And I only fear the Lord, sir. There is a fear in the country nonetheless.
There is a prodigious fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused be a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale, none. You are under arrest for contempt of this court. Now sit you down, take counsel with yourself, or you'll be set in the jail until you decide to answer all questions.
Giles, no.
I'll cut the drop on him! I'll kill you yet!
Peace, Giles, peace.
Say nothing more, John. He's going to play with you. He means that is all.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no infantry here.
Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Peace now, Giles, peace. We will prove it all now. Now we will. You cannot weep, Barry. Remember the angel, Raphael. Do that which is good, and no harm shall come to thee. Remember it. Hold it to you. There is your rock. This is Mary Warren's deposition, sir. And I ask you, while you read it, to remember that until 2 weeks ago, she were no different than any of the other children are today. You saw her scream, she howled, and she swore firmly her spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of woman, tried to win her soul away, and when she refused,
We all know this.
Aye. But she swears now she never saw Satan, nor any spirit vague or clear, and she declares her friends are lying now.
Excellency, I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say this man is innocent. I know him not. But a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a mere farmer. I say in God's name, send him home. Let him come again with the lawyer.
Now look, you.
Excellency, I have signed away 73 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life without proof so immaculate. No slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, you certainly do not doubt my justice.
This morning I've signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse. I will not shake in my hand. It shakes it over the world. So I say you, this argument, that the lawyer present to you.
Mr. Hale, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. I hope you will forgive me. Let you consider now, and I bid you all do likewise. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto on its face and by its nature. An invisible crime is it not. Therefore, who is left to witness it? The witch and the victim, none other. Therefore, we must rely on the victims. And they do testify. The children certainly do testify. As for the witches, we can all agree that we are most eager for all their confessions. I've made my point, have I not?
The children says they're lying, if they are.
That's precisely what I'm about to consider, sir. What more do you ask of me? Unless you doubt my probity.
I do not. Let you consider it then.
Then let you put your heart to rest. For deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I should like to question.
Mr. Parris, I bid you silence. Mr. Cheever, go into the court and bring the children in here. Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor ever threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me, child, that you sat in my court, callously lying when you know people would hang by our evidence. Answer me!
I did, sir.
How were you instructed in your lying? Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir. I'm with God now.
Or you're with God now?
I, sir.
I'll tell you this. You're either lying now or you lied in the court. In either case, you committed perjury and you'll go to jail for that. Do not let me say you lied, Mary.
I cannot lie no more. I'm with God. I'm with God. Ruth put them and the other girls aren't in the court, sir.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend, Mary Warren, has given us a deposition in which she states that she never saw no familiar spirits, apparitions, or any manifest of the devil. She also claims that none of you has seen these things either. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law based upon the Bible. The Bible written by Almighty God forbid the practice of witchcraft and describe death as the penalty thereof. Now, it's not escaping that this deposition may be devised to blind us. Perhaps Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan, who sent her here to distract us from our sacred purpose. But if she speaks the truth, children, bid you now drop your guile and confess your pretense, for a quick confession will go easier with you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
You will still go on with this?
Aye.
Poppet discovered Mr. Proctor's house stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it and stuck a needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you keep any poppets in that house?
No, sir. Goody Proctor always kept talking.
Your Honor, my wife never kept no poppets. Mary Warren confesses it was her poppet.
Your Excellency.
Mr. Cheever?
When I come to his wife, she claimed that she never kept no poppets, but she did say she kept poppets when she were a girl.
She has not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
Yes, it will, if it's kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw no puppets in my house nor anyone else.
How could there have been puppets hid when no one ever saw
There
them?
might also be a dragon with 5 legs in my house, but no one's ever seen it.
We're here, Your Excellency, to discover what no one has ever seen before.
Mr. Danforth, what profit this girl to turn herself about? What may Mary Warren gain but hard questioning and worse?
You are charging Abigail Williams with a cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, sir, and I believe she means to murder.
This child...
It is not a child. Now hear me, sir. In the sight of congregation, she were twice this year put out of this meeting house for laughter during prayer.
What's this? Laughter!
Your Excellency, she were under teacher's power at the time, but she's solemn now.
Aye, she is solemn now, and goes to hang people.
Quiet, man.
Surely it have no bearing on the question, Your Honor. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Now, Mary, tell the governor how you danced in the woods.
Your Excellency, since I come to Salem, this man is blackening my name.
Hold, Mr. Paris. What is this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls into the woods. There they were discovered dancing naked.
Your Honor, this...
Mr. Paris discovered them in the dead of night. There is the child she is.
Mr. Paris.
I come to say I never saw any of them naked.
But you discovered them dancing. Abigail?
I...
When I first came to Salem, Mr. Pierce told me this, Your Excellency.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir, but I never saw any of them naked.
But she can dance.
I...
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray, proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, Mary, never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agents.
No, sir.
And yet when people accused of witchery confronted you in court, you would faint, saying that their spirits came out of their bodies and choked you.
They were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold many times, did you not? Your body was very icy, and I picked you up many times. Mr. Danforth.
I saw that many times.
Your Honor, they only pretended to faint. They're marvelous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
Now?
Why not? Now there are no attack of spirits in this court for none are accused of witchcraft. So prove to us how you can faint so many times.
Faint?
Faint. Prove to us how many times you fainted in the courtroom.
I cannot faint now,
Can you
sir.
not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now, sir.
Why? What is lacking now?
I cannot tell, sir.
May it be that we have no afflicting spirits here, but in the court there were some.
I never saw no spirits.
Then see no spirits now and prove to us that you can faint by your own will as you claim.
I cannot do it, sir.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
No, sir. It's not an attack. I only thought I saw them, but I did not, Your Honor.
Thought you saw them?
I thought I saw spirits, but I did not.
How could you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I cannot tell, sir. The other girls and you, Your Honor, believed them when they were screaming, and it only sport in the beginning, but then the whole world cried spirits, spirits. I only thought I saw them, but I did not, Your Honor.
Abigail, I bid you now to search your heart and tell me this. To God, every soul is precious, and them that take life without cause will receive his horrible vengeance. Is it possible, child, that the spirits you see are illusion only? Some deception that may
Why,
crush your...
this is a base question, sir.
Child, I would have you consider...
I have been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I've seen my blood running out. I've been near murdered every day, and for what? Doing my duty, pointing out the devil's people, and this is my reward. To be mistrusted, denied,
Child,
questioned
I do
like...
not mistrust you.
Let you beware, Mr. Danforth. Let you to be so mighty that the power of hell may not turn your wits. There is a...
Where's the child?
I know
Wrong.
not. A wind. A cold wind has come.
Wrong.
Abby! Your Honor, I freeze.
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
Oh,
She's cold, Your Honor. Touch her.
Mary, needs a shadow on me. Lord, save me. I freeze. It's a wind. A cold wind. Abby, don't do that.
Mary Warren, I say to you, Witcher, I say to you, cast your spirit out.
Let go of me. Let go of me. Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the
Oh, how do you
shadow.
go heaven, you whore, you whore!
Man,
It is a
what?
whore!
Mr.
You
Danforth
charge!
is lying.
Oh, Martin, that's just like a scream to stab
You will prove this was on the
I
past.
have known her, sir, I've known her!
You are a lecher?
John, you cannot say such
Oh,
a thing.
Francis, I wish you had some eagle in you that might know me. A man will not cast away his good name. You surely know that, Mr. Danforth.
In what time? In what place?
In the proper place, where my beasts are bedded on the last night of my joy some 8 months past. She used to serve me in my house, sir. A man may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know it now. And I beg you, sir, I beg you, see her what she is. My wife, my dear good wife, took this girl soon after, sir, and put her out on the high road. And being what she is, a lump of vanity, Excellency, forgive me. Forgive me. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. And while she might, I thought of her softly. God help me, I lusted. And there is a promise made in such sweat, but it is a whore's vengeance, and I know you see it. But I even set myself entirely in your hands, and I know you must see it now.
You deny every scrap and tittle of this.
If I'm to answer that, I will leave and never come back.
I have made a bell of my honor. I have wrung the doom of my good name. But you will believe me, Mr. Danforth, my wife is innocent, except she knew a whore when she saw one.
What look do you give me? I will not have such looks.
You will remain where you are. Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring Goody Proctor in here.
Your Honor, this...
Bring her out! And tell her not one word of what's been said here. And let you knock before you enter. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
Aye, sir. She, in her life, sir, she has never lied. There are them that cannot weep and them that cannot sing, but my wife cannot lie. I have paid much to learn it, sir.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for a harlot.
Aye, sir.
And knew her for a
Aye,
harlot.
sir, she knew her for a harlot.
Good then. And if this be true, child, if it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back. Do likewise. Let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. No one in this room is to raise any gesture of aye or nay. Do you understand? Enter! Mr. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness.
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. You will look in my eyes only, and not your husband's. My eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her?
We were...
Look at me! Your answer is in your memory, and you need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me and my husband.
In what way it dissatisfied you?
She were...
Look at me! Was she slovenly? Lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
She were... You see, sir, my husband is a good and righteous man. He is never drunk as some are, nor wasting his time at the shuffleboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I was a long time sick after my last baby. And I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And she...
Look at me!
Aye, sir. Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her. And so one night I lost my wits, I think, and put her out on the high road.
Your husband, did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a good man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He...
Look at me! To your knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer my question! Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir!
Remove her, Marshal.
Elizabeth, tell the truth.
She has spoken! Remove
I
her!
have confessed it. Oh, God. She only thought to save my name.
Excellency, I say to you, stop now before another's condemned. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. I will not shut myself to it no more. From the beginning, this man has struck me true. And by my oath to heaven, I believe him now.
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man has lied!
And this girl's always struck me more!
You will not! Be gone! Be gone, I say!
What is it, girl? What's there? What's wrong?
It's on the thief behind the rafter!
Where?
Why do you come, yellow bird?
Where is a bird? I see no bird.
Of my face! My face!
Mr. Hare,
Be quiet!
do you see a bird?
I said be quiet!
But God created my face. You cannot want to tear my face. Envy is a deadly sin, Mary. Abby! Oh, Mary, please. This is a black art to change your shape. No, I cannot. I will not stop my mouth. It is God's work I do. Abby, I'm here.
You're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
Her claws, she's scratching her claws.
Lies, lies.
Oh, Mary, please don't come down.
I'm not hurting her.
Why does she see this vision?
She sees nothing.
She sees nothing.
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, I'm here.
Abby, I'm here.
Mary Warren, draw back your spirit from out of them.
Mr. Danforth. Mr. Danforth.
Have you seen the devil? Have you?
Never, 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 never.
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it.
There's boarding day. There's boarding day.
Tell them to stop this.
Abby, stop it. Abby, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
A little while ago you seemed to be afflicted. Now you seem to afflict others. Where did you learn to find this power?
I have no power.
I have no
I'm
power.
calling you, mister.
Why did you turn these past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
You could not believe them, Your
Mary,
Excellency.
goddamn's all liars,
You have seen
Mary.
the devil. You have made compact with Lucifer, have you
Goddamn's
not?
all liars, Mary.
What do you say? I cannot hear you. Do you know who I am? I say you will hang if you do not open with me.
Remember the angel. Do that which is good and...
Oh, her wings. She's spreading her wings.
I see nothing, Your Honor.
Do you confess this power? Speak!
Oh, it's up on the thing. She's going to come down.
Will you speak?
I cannot. I
Cast the
cannot.
devil out. Trample him. Look at him.
Oh, no. She's coming down.
Mary, tell me not to obey. Praise God! Mary, how?
No, I'll not hang
Mr. Hale?
He come at me every night, and his eyes are like holes, and his fingers claw my neck, and I sigh, and I sigh.
Excellency, surely this child's gone wild.
Mary.
No, I love God. I'll not hang with you anymore. Abby, I'll never hurt you anymore.
What are you? You are combined with Antichrist, are you not? I have seen your power. You will not deny it. What do you say, mister?
Excellency.
I will have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. You will confess yourself befouled with hell. Or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you?
I say God is dead! Fire's burning, and I hear the boots of Lucifer, and I see his filthy face, and it is my face, and yours, Mr. Denford. For them that quailed to bring men out of ignorance, for as I have quailed now, and you quail now, when you know in all your black hearts that this must be fraud. God damns our kindness especially, and we will burn together.
Marshal, take him and Corey to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings!
You are pulling down heaven and raising up a horn.
I denounce these proceedings and I quit this court!